friends, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Mika. Thank you so much for stopping in. So today let's talk about having the ability to apologize even when you don't feel like you've done anything wrong. Let's talk about it. So many times in our relationships, friendships, familyships, relationships, we tend to get into situations where we may have said something or done something that the other person may feel like, you know what, I'm not okay with that. That really hurt my feelings. I just feel like, I'm at a point where I don't have trust for you, and yada, yada, yada. This even can happen on your job. It can happen anywhere you connect with other people. So in that moment, you're thinking back, you're playing through your mind, we're playing a scenario, and you're like, I don't see what I did. I don't know what I said, but now this person feels like I disrespected them. Something I said really, cut deep, and you just don't understand why. Well, those are the moments, if given a possibility, because let's be real, some people just ghost you whenever they feel like they've been hurt by you or whatever the case is. But if a person's still around in your circle, if a person's still with you or whatever, don't just sweep it under the rug. That's the time for you to have the conversation in a polite way. Don't say, don't go into it thinking like, I have to be angry, I have to be upset because this person's upset with me. I used to do that. I used to be manipulative, let's call it what it is, be manipulative, because I would feel like, you're mad at me and I don't know why, now I'm going to get pissed off at you because you're mad at me, and so we're both going to be mad at each other and not know why. But nothing ever was resolved. In fact, things got worse. I lost friendships, I lost relationships. Not exactly at that moment, of course, but in time, it's only so much dust and crap you can sweep underneath the rug before it just becomes too much and someone's just like, I don't want to live in filth no more. So what you need to do is, even if the person's fine, they're happy, they're so happy to see you, you guys are hanging out, going on dates and everything seems cool, those are the times still to say, hey, I know that you mentioned, yesterday or the day before, never let it go more than 2 days. You don't want to wait a whole week and talk about something, because by that time, as human beings, we've been through so much, the story's going to change in our mind by that time. So never let it go more than 2 days, but just be like, hey, you mentioned a day or two ago that something I said hurt your feelings, and I was really thinking about it. I feel really bad about it, and but I don't really know what it was. But I know that I care about our friendship, I care about our relationship, I care about you, and I don't want things to get worse, and I don't want you to feel like I'm just not caring about who you are or your boundaries or your space, your personal space, or whatever I did or said that hurt your feelings. I don't want you to feel like I'm just okay with, disrespecting it. So do you mind talking to me about it? Do you mind just letting me know? And even if you don't really want to go back to that day, you don't want to relive that moment, just give me a heads up, just something simple, to give me everything in one, basically. So let's say you were making a joke and you joked about their weight. Maybe you didn't know that at one point in time they were severely obese, and they just haven't gotten around to telling you that backstory yet of how they had to go through weight loss surgery. So when you're joking and being like, oh, you got the little fat cheeks, or I love my woman thick, and she nice and thick everywhere, or I like him chunky, he's chunky, ain't he? You're just joking and you're thinking you might really like it, but it's insecurity for them, because in their mind, they're like, I worked really hard to lose that weight, and you're still calling me names maybe they were called all their life and they didn't like it. And let's say, like I said, you didn't know about that. So, just ask them to tell you. And they may not want to go into detail, and that's okay. Be okay with listening and really, really getting the meat of what it was. And spit out the bones. You ain't gotta make it like, oh, I'm a terrible person, I did that on purpose. Like, if that's what they feel like, you don't have to take on that if that's not true. If you know that you were really just joking, and you really didn't mean any harm by it, it's okay to say, I am so sorry. I did not know that, and I will be cautious of the things that I say moving forward. I never want to make you feel that way, so I would be respectful and not make jokes like that anymore. And then tell them about your side, not in a way to be manipulative, but just tell them, like, you know, when I make that comment, I made it because I just love your cheeks. I just think they're so adorable, and you have dimples, and you're just so cute to me. Or I just love your weight, you know, and, you know, I wish I had a little bit more meat on my bones, you know, or you just, to me, it's just, I feel good hugging you because you're just so cute. Like, I just love it, you know, or, and then just say, like, whatever the reason was for you to say that, you know, we were with our friends, and, you know, we were all talking about our man, and I just said that, and I wasn't thinking it was something negative, but I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry that I said that. I understand what I said wrong, and I won't do it moving forward. And then hug it out, laugh it out, move on to the next conversation, whatever. But then that way, when you listen, don't interrupt, don't be yelling and trying to debate, because how somebody feels is how they feel, regardless of if you agree or not. So you remember that. When you're trying to apologize, don't go into it with I'm going to get my point across, because you still can do it. There's ways you can do it and still get your point across, where you don't even have to debate or turn into an argument. You listen to what they said. Okay, I'm so sorry. So what I hear you saying is, and then you can, in return, let them know, this is what I meant by it, in a soft tone, a loving tone. Now, you need to just, you being so sensitive over that. That's people bigger than you. Like, get over it. No. But if you're just like, you know, this is what I meant by it, and add some compliments, that will help boost their self-esteem and let them know that, oh, you wasn't being malicious about it. Because in their mind, even though it may not be the truth, you were being malicious. So remember that. Stop making it about you. A lot of times when we have conversations and we feel like people take things that we say the wrong way, we want to argue our points instead of just listen to how that person was affected. Because you don't know their life story. A lot of times you could be married to somebody and you still don't know everything they've been through in their life. So if they're telling you and they're opening up and being vulnerable and saying, you know, I used to be picked on for this, or, you know, I felt like X, Y, and Z. You know, we ain't got to go deep into it. Y'all get my point. But when you hear them telling you that, that's not the time for you to tell them they weak, you know, they need to get over it. That happened in childhood, like grow up and all this. Because just because that may happen to you, and you may feel like, oh, look at me now, like, yeah, I used to be picked on, but I look good now. So you may have that kind of attitude. They may still be insecure about it. And so you joking about their weight or anything else personal to them that affects them in any type of way, lying or whatever it is, whatever you've done to them, it's a trigger. And if they're willing to talk to you about it instead of just, I mean, they may shut down, but if they come back and they're willing to talk to you about it, they appreciate that, because a lot of people would just ghost you. Or they would treat you bad because they want to hurt you. You don't even know what you even did, but they'll try their best to hurt you back because you hurt them. It's very rare you find people who are honest, open and honest, and vulnerable enough to say, you know, this is why this bothered me, and to have a mature conversation and be willing to listen to you as well. Sometimes people would just be like, this is how I felt, I'm not stupid. You did this, you did that on purpose, and and they don't want to hear nothing you have to say. Some people do that. So, not saying that every time you apologize to somebody it's going to be a positive outcome, but just know you'll feel better on your end when you do say, you know what, I'm willing to apologize to this person. I don't know what I did, but this is my moment to find out and my moment to make it right and apologize for it. And be cautious as well as those people who try to manipulate you with trying to make you apologize for everything. Now, if you know you ain't do nothing wrong, you can start saying things like, I'm so sorry you felt that way, but I genuinely meant what I said when I said, you know, stop yelling at me. When I said, I don't appreciate if you're in a relationship, I don't appreciate you flirting with other people. I don't appreciate you staying out all night and not letting me know what's going on. For your kids, I don't appreciate you lying to me. For your coworkers, I don't appreciate you putting all the work on me. I don't appreciate you, you know, making it like my time is not valuable. Whatever it was, I don't feel bad for saying that because I genuinely felt that way, and I genuinely do feel that way. And I apologize if my tone was wrong. I apologize if the way I said it may have came across as vindictive, but that's what I meant. I do apologize that you feel that way. I didn't mean for it to go that way. I just wanted you to hear me out. You still can get your point across. You get what I'm saying? And be okay. And you'll be amazed. Sometimes it feels like pulling teeth when you have to apologize. Trust me, I know. I struggle with being apologetic. Especially when it's like, I didn't do anything wrong, but it doesn't matter. It's how that person perceived what you said or did. That's what matters. And if you care about that relationship, situationship, whatever it is, then you need to be willing to own up to it and say, I apologize. And then, like I said, even if you meant what you said, you can still reiterate that. But say, I'm so sorry for the way it may have came off, but this is what I meant. But you're still apologizing, at least for that person's feelings when that conversation was had. But you let me know what you think. Put your comments in the comment box below. And as always, please and thank you in advance, be polite, courteous, and make sure you're spreading love. Make sure that you're being honest and open and not judgmental, because we're not here to do that. We're just here to help each other know that there are other people like us. And we're here to give each other different perspectives, different ways to look at things, different ways to do things to get through this thing called life. So you let me know. We'll keep the conversation going, and we'll talk next time. Bye.